on a platform of change. That whatever PDP was doing, that they considered that as negative, they were going to improve on that. They didn't tell Nigerians, they didn't tell the people of Ekiti State that they were coming to do a worse form of democratic abuses that PDP did. And today, what we have discovered in Ekiti, which is a signpost to what they are planning ahead in Osun and the 2019 election, and which Nigerians must rise against immediately. Because if we allow what they did in Ekiti to happen in Osun, I doubt there will be a country.
Okay, Mr. Kola, I must ask you, politically speaking, obviously you have raised the alarm that there were so many abuses, etc., despite what domestic and international observers have noted. And I want to ask you, when you look at it politically, some people say that the People's Democratic Party, under the administration of Governor Fayose, are now victims of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. That in fact, the difference of 20,000 votes would not have been if Governor Fayose had effectively united PDP members against the APC candidate. And I refer particularly to Mr. Dayo Adeyeye, who was aggrieved and then ended up supporting the APC candidate. If he had maintained the support of the former Minister of State, do you believe that that difference of 20,000 still would have been? Might PDP have won if he had handled that more effectively?
Let me say that in public, I had basically restrained myself from coming out on the role of Prince Adeyeye, my predecessor in office. I think the party, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, created a level playing field in which Prince Adeyeye aspired to be governor, and in which the party provided a space for him to contest. He contested and he lost. And he cannot, even after the primary, he rose and commended Governor Okowa, who chaired the process, and said he was satisfied. What happened thereafter? I do not have a knowledge of it. But I knew that the party, the People's Democratic Party, changed from all allegations of the past, the impunity, the alleged imposition. We departed from it and created a situation that was commended by Nigerians.
But he
and as such, the process, as far as the party was concerned, was clear enough.
But he wasn't the only one aggrieved. Even Senator Biodun Olujimi was very, very much aggrieved that there had to be, your party established a reconciliation committee because there were allegations that the governor was imposing his will on members of the party in the state. Is that not the case?
Well, that might be the case. That would be an intra-issue in Ekiti. It is what the party did, what the People's Democratic Party did, was to ensure that all issues bordering on the primary of the election were taken care of. We set up a reconciliation committee, like Riley testified, and asked them to meet members of the party who were dissatisfied with whatever situation. And they went to work, and they actually did their best to ensure that we had an organic party that would go into election. But, you know, every human being has his or her own frailties.
Let me quickly bring in Senator Arishe here. You have heard a lot of the things that he said, but let me ask you, oftentimes the winner will not have any issues with the process, but did you have any, by any chance, of the conduct of INEC, of the conduct of security agencies?
I expressed some reservations on what I discovered on election day, particularly around my own quarters, where some of these youngsters were doing multiple voting. They will move from one polling unit. Obviously, they had registered, and all those numbers, the cards that they were working with, they had registered in multiple polling units. And because you just go there, vote, accredit, vote, and move, they will go to other places to go and vote. Are
you saying that people had multiple voting cards?
Yes.
In other words, INEC's voting register might not be clean?
Certainly, it's not 100% clean. And that is one of the things that we have to work on. Because those things are restricted to the polling, to the accreditation machines. The database created now is restricted to a particular unit because of the fact that the size of the data nationally is heavy. If they need to go and do a verification at a central database, like say Abuja, for example, a lot of problems and challenges would come up again in terms of network problems.
That's definitely very worrisome, the issue that you have raised, because
yes.
in the past, INEC used to do accreditation in the morning and then do voting later on, but they found out that the number of people who were coming back to vote had reduced drastically, and people were complaining about the process being laborious. So we thought that INEC perhaps would have cleaned the register and ensure that it will be impossible for you to vote twice. But now you say that you feel or you saw that people were able to register multiple times and vote in as many polling units.
Exactly. When they register in this polling, during the registration, they knew what they wanted to do. So they registered in multiple places. And they will now take their card after finishing this, in this polling unit, because they voted, they went ahead, they cleaned up
Can they really clean it up?
They cleaned it up. They went, I saw at least 2 instances, and I challenged a woman. One of my brothers actually caught a woman who had voted in our polling unit, and he saw her moving to another polling, now followed her. Now, so INEC, now immediately he raised issues. INEC now just returned the card to the woman to go away. That woman should have been arrested.